I'll be at Rally and Lobby Day on January 26th to join hundreds of other CCI members to demand action from our legislators and our elected officials, and our public officials like the DNR Director, Rich Leopold, to get action on issues that matter most to people, to put people before profits, people before polluters, and people before politics.
I was one of the many people who was affected by the banks and my investments. I lost a lot of money, like a lot of people do. And so I was an advocate that we need to speak up and do something about that. And so the Federal Reserve came to Des Moines in October, and we had a large turnout for that. And we spoke about the issues about the banks and taking money from regular people, the taxpayers. And then they were given this enormous bailout, and we had to say nothing about it. Now, of course, that has been kind of turned around a little bit by the fact that some of them have paid back this loan, but they're going to pay these huge sums to their, their officials. I just think that is a terrible thing that they're trying to do, and they're back doing all types of things that. But anyway, I just was part of I spoke at when the Federal Reserve was here in October. I was one on the team to go to Chicago for the Showdown, Chicago, and that was so everything was starting to roll with people from all over America that was speaking out. We had lots of wonderful, it was in newspapers, television, interviews, and everything. I was so excited to be part of that because I thought by speaking up and at my age and not being afraid, that maybe that message would help others to understand, what we can do as Americans.
This predatory lending, of course, is just outrageous. Paying paying what, $800 back for a $300 loan on average. These businesses are predators in our community, and it pulls income out of the community that would normally be recirculating in the community. And that's especially destructive if it's a poor community to begin with. It's just totally destructive. And once again, the big banks are involved because the big banks fund these places. So it's just imperative that we have some interest rate caps this year, and that legislation alone is imperative. Of course, we still want local control for factory farms. They're destructive in their own way in our rural communities, and labor unions also have some issues. I feel like most people in the state of Iowa and across the nation feel that everybody is very angry at the big banks. The big banks robbed us through our pensions, and then they robbed us again when we bailed them out, and now they're taking the extra money they've made and they're distributing it to themselves, while people are having their homes foreclosed on. At one time, it was every 8 seconds in the United States another home was foreclosed on. And in the meantime, the big banks are giving themselves bonuses. So I would say that I would speak for 90% of the people in this state when I say that I'm very angry about the steps that the big banks are taking at this